This is Sirach, aka Ecclesiastes 1 and 23 through 24. A patient man will tear for a time, and afterwards joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. I'm going to start off giving infinite honors, glory, and prayers to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone, rule well, teach the truth 100%, no cut. Double shalom and salutation that I can push his word across the four winds in truth, faith, and sincerity, given all diligence. I just want to get into a quick lesson out of one right as our Lord's will is edifying and to the point. Just sitting around, something I was just meditating on, thinking about, just learning to master the moments. And what I mean by that is when you find yourself in different situations, whether it's you demons attacking you, your weakness, you starting to give into a certain particular demon or weakness you're trying to overcome, or the situation where is going left or can go left, whatever that situation may be, particularly, because everything, fights and altercations always start majority of the time, which all start with conversation, hooping and hollering and talking shit, going back and forth. Hey, learn to master the moments, man. And this can be used in any scenario, and that goes with suffering, learning to love to suffer, as Elder Apostle Tar said a while back, man. You got to learn to love to suffer. And that's being patient. Okay, and if you applying wisdom, if you taking heed unto the men of the Lord, the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, okay, you're going to learn to master those moments where you don't react rashly. Okay, you don't make rash decisions. You sit and you think. Okay, even in the heat of the situation, whether it's altercation or whether it's you in the midst of a weakness, a demon attacking you, trying to overcome you to get you to do something that's going to have you off, or try and draw you to that sunken place, man, where now is full of regret. Learn to master the moments, man. Think. Use the wisdom. Apply the wisdom that's been taught. Okay, that you've been studying. All right, don't be so rash to make a decision, man. Master the moments. Learn to be calm and think. Stop what you're doing and think, man. Pray. Okay, apply the precept. That's why it's important for us to be meditating on this word daily. Daily, man. Even if you don't, because I'm guilty of it. Might not study every day, far as read the scriptures. But you're meditating on what you have learned, what you have read of recent. Okay, you're constantly meditating on it. Okay, you're constantly meditating on it. So it's constantly working in your mind. So that helps you in a time of adversity to master the moment. You don't act rashly because your mind is circulating. Those rivers of living waters are circulating through your spirit. Okay, so that's going to be the first reaction. Okay, to master the moment, to apply wisdom because you've been meditating on it. Okay, so don't be rash, man. Learn to suffer things because a lot of situations we find ourselves in, it don't even take a response verbally. The response is spiritually. How are you going to react? How are you going to deal with this situation? Are you going to trust in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and apply wisdom? You're going to apply the discipline, or are you going to act foolishly? Okay, you're going to go with the flesh, what the flesh wants, what the flesh desires. You're going to let the flesh outweigh the spirit. What are you going to do? All right. Now let's read this. This is Proverbs 10 and 14 and 17, the NLT. It reads, wise people treasure knowledge. I mean, you store it up in your mind. You treasure it. Okay. It's always on your mind. It says, but the babbling of a fool invites disaster. All right. When different situations or scenarios befall you, you reacting cornerly. You want to utter everything on your mind, how you've been feeling, okay, and how you want to just justify yourself, whatever the case may be, man. It say, but a babbling of a fool invites disaster, man. You just running your mouth. Okay, you excuse, you got an excuse or you combative versus you being solution based, which is applying the scriptures. Okay, you arguing with your boss, or you arguing with a 2/3, or you getting corrected and you don't want to listen to the correction of the men of the Lord, and now you cutting the men of the Lord off, a person above you within the ministry that outranks you, you cutting them off. You just want to get your point back across. or you being told something, and the first thing that comes to your mind is not to listen of what's being told, not to digest what's being said to you, but a rebuttal. No, man, that's foolish. All right, and that disaster come in many forms, man. Kicked out of the camp, okay. If it's within the household, okay, the household of faith, you kicked out of camp, suspended, or if you out and dealing with a 2/3 and you going back and forth, man, that'll lead you to disaster. Because you see how these YNs are, man. There ain't no fighting, it's shooting, it's killing, or you on your job, you get fired, and now who gonna take care of your household? Now who gonna maintain you? Now you gotta stress about finding another job, man. But in that, learn to master the moments, whatever situation befall you. Learn to master the moments and apply wisdom. All right, that's why it's important for us to meditate on these words. It's important for us to study to show ourselves improve, man. It's important for us to give discipline to make our election a calling sure, to put on as the elect, man. Okay, to stop and think. It says, verse 17, people who accept discipline are on a pathway to life, man. Things work out. Even though hey, man, you got to suffer a lot of things, man. Even if you particularly right in situations, man, you got to learn to suffer, man. Okay, and listen. Okay, and take it in what's being said, man, because it ain't being said to you for no reason. It's a test, or it's meant for you to hear it to grow. But you have to be patient enough to allow it to digest, to understand and listen and soak it in, whatever the situation may be. All right. It says people who accept discipline are on the pathway to life. And what's that discipline? Applying the precepts. It says, but those who ignore correction will go astray, man. You lean upon the flesh. All right. You never wrong. Okay. You self-justifying. You in that mindset of, man, fuck that shit, man. No, man, we got to apply wisdom. Okay. Apply wisdom. All right. Proverbs 29:11. A fool always loses his temper, but a wise man keeps quiet, man. Mastering the moments. Because anger is for a quick moment, quick second. You mad, boom. Then goddamn, you're calm the next few seconds. But you learn to master that. That's the good thing about it. You might be angry, but you learn to master it, and then you calm the next few seconds. But if you don't have discipline, you haven't learned or not practicing mastering the moments. You angry for that quick split second, and now your whole life fucked up because you made a rash decision within that moment instead of calming yourself, keeping your mouth closed, thinking. Okay. It say be ye angry and sin not, man. Mastering the moment, man, because anger comes split second, boom, split second. You pissed off. It's only for a moment, but if you applying wisdom, you ain't gonna sin. It's that you're gonna be calm the next minute. Everything is gonna be all right. You're still living. You still got your job. You able to hear. You're logical. Your senses are functioning properly. But if you're not applying wisdom, not applying discipline, and you rash, that split moment could turn into a lifetime of disaster, or you end up in the damn ground, man. Okay. It says a fool always loses his temper, but a wise man keep his quiet. Master the moments. This ain't gonna be a long lesson. Just straight to the point. This is James 1:19-20. The NLT, it reads, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness the Most High desires. Mastering the moments, man. Controlling yourself. All right. In those moments, that's the important, because those moments add up to lifetimes, okay, and beyond. Okay, but you got to learn to master the moments, man. That's the importance. Okay, mastering the moments, having control over your flesh. Okay, having control over your spirit. Okay, and that'll come with a dominating the flesh. Okay, with the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. But with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and to the point. Till next time, Shalom.